Okay, so let's have a look at adjustment 8 for Liken Limited 2019 question. So it's looking at our bank account or our bank overdraft. So the figure for a bank in the trial balance has been taken from the company's own records. However, a bank statement dated the 31st of the 12th, 2018 has arrived showing an overdraft of 62,280. So we've got our own. Now we would know that with your bank statements, that's a little bit different in relation to fees that you pay on your bank statement. So our records and our bank statements are not the same. So what we've done, we've compared our bank account with the bank statement, and we've realized the following discrepancies. So there's 3 discrepancies here that we need to fix. So a check received from a debtor of 5,600 has been dishonored by the bank. So we would have received a check, we would have put that into our books correctly, as in reduced our debtors and put it into our bank. But now the bank has dishonored it, saying that they haven't paid it. So we need to adjust that. So that means our bank is going to go back up. So if we look at our bank, see where our bank is in the question. So our bank's on the credit side, so we know that's an overdraft. So it's 60,000. So now our overdraft is going to increase because that 5,600 is not in it. The debtor has declared bankrupt and made a credit transfer for the first and final payment of 30 cents for every €1 owed. So for every €1 this debtor owed us, he gave us 30 cents. And he gave it by credit transfer. So you have to get 30% of 5,600. That's going to go into our bank. So that's going to reduce our bank. So then our bank's going to go down. And then for every 70 cents we have, that's going to be bad debt. So we're going to create a bad debt and have a look and see if you have any bad debts in the question. If a bad debt provision, that's different, that goes into your balance sheet. So it doesn't look like we have any bad debts. So we'll be creating a bad debt. So a couple of things with this one. Number one, your bank overdraft, 5,600 is going to increase our overdraft. Then the credit transfer is going to decrease our overdraft then by 30%, and then 70% then is going to be a bad debt. So a direct debit to a local refuge company of 860 had not been recorded in the company's account. So we would give a direct debit. So that means your bank overdraft is going to increase by 860, and your salaries and general expenses are going to increase by 860 as well. And a check for fees for 2,500 issued to a director has not been presented for payment by the 31st of 2018. So that's kind of like a little red herring. We don't do anything with that because it hasn't been presented. So it means we didn't pay any money for it. We wrote the check, we gave it to the director, but they still have it in their drawer in their house or something. So they haven't presented to the bank, so no money has left our bank account. So just leave that blank. So let's have a look at the first one. So we've got our bank amount. So the amount for a bank we said was 60,000, and it's on the credit side. So bank 60,000, that's our overdraft. So then we've got first check, which is dishonored. And that check that was dishonored was for 5,600. So the dishonored check, 5,600. So that means that our overdraft is going to go higher. So we're going to add those two together. So now our bank overdraft is 65,600. Then our bad debt. So we've got 30% of 56,000. That's how much we received. Then you've got 70% of 5,600. That's how much actually is the bad debt. So 5,600 multiplied by 0.3, 5,600 multiplied by 0.7. So this here is our bad debt. So that's going to go into your profit and loss as part of your selling and distribution. And then this figure here, we're going to adjust our bank account again. So the amount for our bank account is 65,600. Then we've got this check that we received of 1,690, so that's going to reduce our bank overdraft. And then the last part then, it tells us that direct debit to the refuge company for 860 had not been recorded in the company's account. So we'll have the amount, which is 63,920, refuge, which is 860. So that's going to make our overdraft go up because there's more money coming out of our account. So our bank is going to be 47,780, and then that 860 also goes into your salaries and general expenses, which is here. So our amount for salaries and general expenses, 245,760. Refuge, which was 860, so that's going to increase it. So you're going to add the two together. So that's going to be a figure that's going to go into your profit and loss or your expense in your administration. Okay, so with that adjustment then, we reduced our bank account by 5,600. So our bank went down by 5,600 because it's an goes up by 5,600 because it's an overdraft. So our bank 6,000 is an overdraft. So now our overdraft's gone higher because this check has not been paid into our bank account. So now it's 65,600. Of that 5,600, we received 30 cents for every €1 we owe, or they owed us. So it's 30% by 560. So he paid us 1,680 by credit transfer. So now the 65,600 is going to reduce by 1,680. And the 70% then is a bad debt. So that bad debt will go into your expense, into your profit and loss, into selling and distribution. Then we've got this refuge company. So that's of 860. So that's going to increase our bad debt. So now our bad debt is going to go, our bank is going to go up because it's an overdraft. So 64,780. And it's also going to increase our salaries and general expenses. So it's going to be added on as well. And that's how you do your bank account adjustment. The last one, remember, it hasn't been presented, so we don't do anything with it.